So you're thinking about moving to Kansas City and you want to be right there in the action and maybe live around Kansas City's most premier shopping and entertainment district? Well then, hey, stick around. In this video, we're going to be talking about the Country Club Plaza, which is just that. Hey, if this is your first time tuning into the channel and you want to know everything there is to know about living in Kansas City, places like the Country Club Plaza, then click subscribe, hit that little bell for notifications so you can be the first to know the current market right here in the KC metro area. Zach Morton, Max Jones, and we are the Mojo Real Estate Team. We've been helping people move to Kansas City for over 20 years, are the #1 relocation specialists. But you don't have to take our words for it. See what our clients have to say with over 600 5-star Google reviews from folks just like you. So whether you're moving in 9 days or 90 days, pick up that phone, give us a call, shoot text, drop us an email, schedule a Zoom. All that is in the description below, all our contact information. And let's get going, man. We're talking about some pros and cons today of the Country Club Plaza.
Yeah, lots of pros, lots of cons. Should we start with the positives?
Yeah, let's keep it good.
All right, keep it good. What I like about the plaza, it is right in the center of all the action, right where you want to be, centrally located, not far from the airport or the stadiums or Overland Park or anywhere you want to be. It's right there, right in the center.
Yeah, in fact, it is just 4 miles south of Kansas City's downtown. So it's easy to get to if you're downtown, and it's about 1 mile east of Kansas state line. So you're right there on the Kansas-Missouri state line. So it is close to everything. I mean, it is a sweet spot. Highway access to 71, yeah, 35, so.
Yeah, it's right in the mix, and Kansas City's a great driving city, so you know, you're right in the mix as far as anywhere you want to drive, you can be there in a short amount of time. But another thing that's great about the plaza is if you're not into driving so much, it is one of the better walkable areas in Kansas City.
Yeah, and that brings us to number 2, walkable.
Walkability.
Walkability.
Yeah, there's websites out there where you can check the walkability scores. We have not actually checked the plaza to see where it scores, but we know that it will score high if you get on the sites and start looking.
Yeah, what the plaza is about 55 acres of just shopping, entertainment, restaurants. There's some businesses, and then surrounded by townhomes, apartments, high rises, and some single family mixed into there. So everybody's walking, everybody in the city, if you're going out to have a night on the town, you want that 5-star dining experience, you're probably heading towards the plaza. So if you're already there or living in that area, you don't even need your car, especially if you got a lot of money to hang out there a lot.
Yeah, it is not inexpensive to walk around if you're going into shops. But it's a great place to walk, and you can pop in from shops to coffee places, or have your lunch meetings, or there's lots of hotels there. So when Taylor Swift came and had her concert, the plaza was packed full of Swifties walking around and staying right down where the action is. So it's a really cool place just for that, for walking around and enjoying the community.
Yeah, and that's what it was designed for. So next on our list here is Lush Park, which while we're talking about walkability, that just kind of rolls right into that. It's just to the south, and it's one of the bigger parks in the downtown Kansas City area. And it's beautiful. Max lived in New York for a little while, and he always talks about it kind of being like Central Park, and I think that's because it's just a big rectangle right down in all the action, surrounded by residents and some businesses, and it's a beautiful spot.
Yeah, when you're in Central Park, you get this profound sense of how important nature is to people, because it's carved right out of the most expensive real estate in the world. And people have their blankets out and their picnics and they're throwing frisbees, and you just get that same sense that you do in Central Park and Lush Park of how important nature is to a community and to people, that recreation time. And so that's exactly what you'll find in the plaza.
Yep, and there's lakes there, lots of walking trails around that big open field, so you can do exactly what Max just said. There is fountains, people go down there to take wedding photos, graduation photos, selfie photos, all the time.
Yeah, Brush Creek runs right through there. There's some really great bike trails that you can bike or run along Brush Creek, and it also ties into Brookside Boulevard. So it's all intertwined and is just a great place for recreation.
Yeah, absolutely. Next we have food, entertainment, and shopping and all that good stuff, obviously, right?
Yeah, I'd say that's the #1 pro of the plaza is just whether it's nightlife or entertainment or restaurants or bars or whatever you're looking for at that moment. The plaza offers it all. So a couple of my favorites are the food kitchen during the day. My wife and I love to go down there and grab lunch. It's a great little place for like locally sourced ingredients and natural foods and stuff. And then Eddie V's is one of our night spots where we love to go down. If we're having date night, we'll go down to Eddie V's and get a steak or some they have great seafood. So that's just a couple. Do you have any favorites down there?
I'm getting hungry. The steamed bass at Eddie V's is like one of the best I've ever had. So yeah, Seasons 52. I mean, there's all kinds of fun stuff. And like you said, it's like top notch, 5-star kind of stuff. So they really, they're going after their menus and trying to make them, everybody's competing against each other, trying to make it amazing. And that's it. And I will say that the plaza, you got 55 acres. The whole thing was designed in 1922 and it set a lot of world firsts. One of those being it was the first outdoor kind of shopping center that was designed for people to arrive by car. And they had done parking garages. Before that, everything was just, you pulled up to a place and you have a big parking lot, like Metro North Mall, that if you're not from Kansas City, you don't know what that is, but expansive parking lot out in the middle of nowhere. This was the first place where they stacked cars and had some cars underground and kind of forward thinking. And then the whole place kind of has the same design too. So out of these 18 buildings that you'll find there with, several shops inside of those, it all has the same architecture. And it was kind of designed to be like a plaza out in Spain. So Seville, Spain is what they went after. And there's some towers there that are actually replicas of the ones from Seville, Spain. So as you're walking through there, there's lots of fountains, lots of art, lots of mosaics. So it's kind of cool to keep an eye out, while you're shopping. There's lots of art stuff to check out too.
Yeah, another thing they're known for is the plaza lights during the holidays. So I believe it's the day after Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving Day that night.
Is it? Yeah, they light up the plaza lights and a bunch of people go down there and celebrate the holiday seasons turning on, and every building is lined with lights. It's really beautiful.
Yeah, tens of thousands, and in fact, there'll be downtown airport. You can go and get airplane rides in little Cessnas for like date night stuff, where they take you and fly you over the plaza at night just to see those lights between Thanksgiving and Christmas. So yeah, it gets over 10,000 people go there. There's over 10,000 lights, and it's televised on the local TV stations around here when they flip the switch. It's usually somebody famous to Kansas City, like a football player, baseball player, somebody that's done something. But so it's just kind of a cool thing to get behind.
Heck yeah.
What else do we have? There is private school. There's a really prestigious private school within walking distance to the Country Club Plaza.
Yeah, Pembroke Hill is a private school in the area. And I don't know a ton about Pembroke School, to be honest. I'm a product of public schools, and my kids go to public schools, but I do know that I probably can't afford Pembroke Hill.
Yeah, it's a little pricey. I've got a friend that's actually a teacher there, and it's pretty prestigious. It's right in the heart of downtown. And kids from all over. There's kids from north, there's kids from south, there's kids from the plaza area. So it takes the cream of the crop of Kansas City. Kids are going there, and it's a very sizable school, and it's right within walking distance. And their ratings are top notch across the board. So not sure what the prices are either, but I'm sure that they'd love to have a phone call from you and tell you all about it.
Heck yeah.
All right, I think that's kind of our major pros. Is there anything else that kind of comes to mind while we're wrapping?
No, that broad stroke covers the pros. Okay. Maybe we'll just move on to the negative stuff.
Yeah, the negative, shoot them straight.
Yep.
Well, while we're talking about schools, I guess the first one we have is public schools.
Yeah, the Kansas City, we've talked about this in several of our videos. The Kansas City, Missouri school system lost their state accreditation at one point. I think that was about 10 or 15 years ago, and then they have since regained it as of a few years ago. But that time without accreditation and state funding, the loss in state funding as a result had really damaged the credibility and just what the school system was able to do. So a lot of charter schools and private schools have popped up as a result, and not really popped up, but really have been bolstered down there. in the Plaza area in the Kansas City School District. So that includes Brookside and Waldo and the Crossroads area. So you'll see a lot of charter schools, but the Kansas City, Missouri schools have regained their accreditation to their credit, and I think they're on the upswing, getting better, but just not ideal to send your kids to the public schools there.
Yep. Awesome. Number 2 on our list is crime. We don't have the best crime rating down there, and that kind of goes with every place that's really around that's really densely populated around downtown Kansas City. Seems like the closer in you are, the higher that rating goes. Now, it's not like everybody's getting murdered down there, but it's that petty crime, cars getting broken into. I know that we have friends and clients that live down there, and even just getting in certain zip codes downtown, like your car insurance almost doubles because they just, they know that's an ongoing theme. Whether it's parking in the street and somebody's swiping your mirror off as they're driving by because the streets are narrow, or, kids messing around in the nighttime, breaking windows, stealing purses, that kind of stuff. It's kind of comes with the territory.
Yeah, with it being an affluent area, there's people with, valuables in their cars, and it's just it's a target. The one thing we didn't mention on the pros is the Nelson Atkins Museum of Art is right there.
It's down the street.
Which is awesome. Really great place to go to that museum. But it's like a hotbed for people breaking into cars and stuff. So if you find yourself down there, definitely don't leave your laptop sitting in the passenger seat because you're just asking for trouble.
Yeah, we had a leasing agent we were working with when we were helping people get into condos and stuff at one time, and she gave me some good tips, like no cords, cell phone cords, anything that's like going, you just want to get all that stuff unplugged and just out of sight, out of mind.
Yep.
So nobody has a reason to. So that's it though. It doesn't stop me up. We still go down there all the time. It's not really a late night hangout place. I would say most of the action's over by midnight. Everybody's out of there. The Plaza's really not known for the after hours party scene, but dinners and entertainment, and go home.
Yeah, well, just north of the Plaza is Westport, and it's kind of more of a nightlife scene. So I would say a lot of that
action heads up.
Yeah,
north,
migrates up north a little bit.
Yeah. All right, next on the list is, for the cons, is older homes. And then also the just combination of apartments and condos, whether it's rental or owned. There's just a mix of everything, and it's all fairly old except for the new condos.
Yeah, with the older homes comes, like there's big mature trees where the trees grow into the sewer lines, and you've got all kinds of problems like with that, or you've got, asbestos and lead-based paint and different things that, building codes that were different back in the day. Sometimes they'll just knock down a house and build a brand new one, but that's really the only new construction you'll see, and those are typically people that are building for themselves.
Right.
So definitely need to have a home inspection if you're buying property down there. And then most of them, really, I would say there's a lack of single-family homes in that median price range.
Yeah.
Usually, if you're finding something in the median, it's going to be more of a condo. The single-family homes are really expensive.
Yeah, especially the nice ones. And then the ones that seem to be that average price point are just a complete dump, and somebody needs to rehab it. So, yeah, it's an expensive place to be. You can see stuff anywhere from I think we were down there $180 a square foot for some of the big stuff that's like closer to like 800,000 or $1 million, but then it can go all the way up to $600 a square foot. So the sky's the limit, and then you've got condos and just everything, as you kind of imagine, mixed in there. It's just a big melting pot of folks, different strokes.
Yeah, and then if you get on the south side of the Plaza, you've got Mission Hills, which I think that's in Kansas, so you're crossing over the state line, but it's like the white hot, most expensive real estate in the city. So, I think that you can go up to 15 million for a awesome property in Mission Hills.
Yeah. All right, number 2 is traffic, and I think that kind of like 1922 is when this area was developed. So the Plaza itself, pretty sweet. Yeah, lots of lanes. It was kind of made for that. But as soon as you get outside of that, it's 100-year-old streets that were laid out, and there's not really room to expand those streets because they were laid out before these houses are put in. They're not moving the houses back. So a lot of that, people parking in the street. There's not really room for 2 cars, and it's just kind of that downtown congestion that you run into with traffic.
Yeah, the parking is kind of tough. I mean, you're not going to find a parking spot right in front of the place you're trying to go to. You're gonna, add an extra 10, 15 minutes to navigate the parking and find a spot in a parking garage, and it might be a garage that you're paying for to park, and you could get it validated, and just kind of that kind of stuff is the traffic and the congestion is just a fact of life when you're going to a place where a lot of people want to be.
That's right. That's right. And then the last on our list is expensive. Yeah, I think we kind of touched on that with the homes with the gamut from $180 to $600 a square foot, but beyond just buying property, it's a 5-star experience, maybe. So you gotta pay for it.
Yeah, there's that location.
Yes.
Comes into play, and it's super pricey to live there. I mean, it's pricey to go and spend the afternoon.
Yeah,
so if you want to spend $365 there, it's expensive.
I've known people that have lived close by and just talked about they get used to, going out to lunch every single day. I mean, and then going shopping, and then holy cow, yeah, you'd almost have to have your great-great-grandpa set you up on a trust fund so you can survive.
That's probably where most of the money comes from down there.
Yeah,
old money.
Is the old money, yeah, all over Ward Parkway. So it is a cool spot if you find yourself coming to Kansas City for a quick visit, no matter where you're looking, any suburb. It's a cool spot to go and visit. Drive down Ward Parkway, where it's just mansions that line down the street. It's got a lot of cool stuff going on, but I think that kind of hits some of the major pros and cons. Is there anything else popping to mind?
There is one thing that pops into mind is I've done a vlog tour on Mission Hills, which is just south of the plaza and is kind of captures the essence of the plaza. So definitely tune into that video, and that should take us out of here.
Yeah, that sounds good. All right, guys, we appreciate you guys watching this, sharing it, liking it, all that good stuff. Just remember, you got a couple friends in the business, so when you're ready to have that conversation, reach out and we'll help you with that seamless transition in your new neighborhood. Thanks.
Thank you.